Ich folgte Reihenfolgen. Ich war bloß ein Sender mit sehr kleiner Kraft. Ich habe nie irgendetwas, groß oder klein gemacht, ohne im Voraus zu erhalten durch Anweisungen von Adolf Hitler.
Express instructions of Adolf Hitler or any of my superiors. You believe this crap? The guy's a psychopath. They all are.
What, the whole country?
The Nazis.
Okay, all right. Who were Nazis? They were average Germans, right?
No, average people don't do the things they did.
Then why did they? No, seriously, I want to hear your hypothesis.
Okay.
Is there something intrinsic in the German psyche, the part that tells us the difference between right and wrong, that's just missing?
Look, the way it was set up, the administration...
Richard, the administration didn't do this, okay? The people did it. They did it to each other. Why would they do that?
Wait a minute. You're having an idea. Now, I told you to stop doing that.
Only a little idea.
Stop. Don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, sure thing.
Sure thing. Just listen to what I'm saying. Don't,
Talk to you later. Hitler was giving orders, Eichmann was giving orders, but somebody had to be following those orders, or else none of this ever happened. A lot of people had to be following orders. And you know, that's what fascinates me. Sasha, I was wondering, has anybody ever, called you a communist? Or your family? I was just thinking, well, with the Russian heritage and everything.
Yeah, we had some problems. I was asked a lot of questions. Why? Do you think I'm a communist?
No, of course not. I was just thinking, back when I was in college, there were a bunch of professors who got asked to testify before HUAC. They refused, and so they were all fired. Just because they wouldn't do what they were told to do. And you want to know how many people stepped forward to complain, to stand up for what we knew was right?
How many?
Not one. Not a single solitary person, including me. I let it happen. Why'd I do that?
You won't get people to go along with this. They'll see right through your little experiment, Stanley.
That's the point of the experiment, to see what people will do.
Stanley, there's no reason to run an experiment when you already know what the outcome's going to be.
You know, I hate it when you call me Stanley. We're not close enough for it to denote familiarity, so I always feel it just denotes condescension.
It's very astute of you, Stanley.
You don't like me because you think I'm too young.
I didn't say I don't like you. You're new here. You're starting too early to try to rock the boat.
I am not rocking the boat.
Yes, you are. Look, we all remember that committee meeting that you skipped because of... What was it?
Rosh Hashanah?
Whatever.
I'm sorry if that inconvenienced you, but, since that particular holiday was scheduled 5,722 years ago, I considered it a prior commitment. Somehow I doubt they'd schedule a meeting on Christmas Day.
That's not the point.
Then what is the point?
People in a civilized society behave according to the dictates of their conscience.
You're presupposing a lot.
That people have consciences?
No, that society is civilized.
Sounded like it might be fun, or at least interesting.
I didn't really know what I was getting into. I need a little extra money, so I figured, give it a shot.
Does punishment help us to learn? That's what we're here to find out.
What are you gonna do? You gonna bring in a nun and have her smack our knuckles with a ruler?
No, something a little more scientific than that. One of you will be assigned as the teacher, the other as the learner. The teacher will read off a series of word pairs, just simple memory tests. If the learner answers correctly, then the experiment will continue. If he answers incorrectly, then the teacher will administer an electric shock. Are there any other questions?
Well, a couple of years ago I was in a veterans hospital in West Haven, and they found a heart condition. It's really nothing very serious, but if I'm going to be getting these shocks, I'd like to know, how strong are they? How dangerous?
No, they might be painful, but they're not dangerous.
I started with the belief that each person who entered the laboratory was free to accept or reject the dictates of authority. Please select one.
I guess that would make me the learner then.
The teacher and the learner will be in separate rooms at all times. They will be able to hear but not see each other. With each wrong answer, the voltage of the shock will increase, reaching a maximum of 450 volts.
I'll read a series of word pairs. You try and remember the order of the words.
Okay.
The words are dog, ball, kite, boat, fish, and train. What word came after kite?
Boat?
That's correct. On to the next set of words. Bell, book, blimp, beetle, bear, bottle. What word came immediately after book?
Beetle?
Sorry, that's incorrect.
250 volts.
I was hurting him, but I didn't know why I was hurting him.
Dr. Milgram was different than I expected. Are you ready to continue?
I guess.
The words are then, there, that, those, these, and this. What came after there?
Those?
That was a hard one. What if we just...
300 volts.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I felt like I had to do what he was telling me to do. I mean, he was a professor. He obviously knew what he was doing.
Ah! 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 350 volts.
Guilty? No, I don't feel guilty. I mean, the guys were so stupid. He deserved to get shocked. I mean, really, these were simple questions. And the guy just kept missing them again and again. It was actually kind of funny.
350 volts.
Stop this! Stop it! You're killing me!
Look, I don't want to do this anymore.
The experiment requires that you continue.
I didn't feel like I was there giving him those punishments. It was like I was sitting there watching someone else push the button. I wanted to tell him to stop, but I didn't.
He said he had a heart condition. I think we really might be hurting him.
It is absolutely essential that we continue.
Who's going to be responsible for this?
I am responsible. Please continue.
Fine. What the professor was doing was probably wrong. But it's not like I had a choice in the matter.
You have no other choice. You must go on.
I can't.
Continue.
This is unacceptable. The strain you're putting these people through is staggering. What on earth do you hope to achieve?
I am trying to shed a little light on the issue of man's inhumanity to man.
These are people, not guinea pigs.
You haven't met some of them.
You are torturing these people.
I am studying them.
You are mentally and emotionally abusing these people, and for what? How far do you intend to push this?
It is absolutely essential that we continue.
$450 volts.
It could kill him. I won't do it.
You will not be held responsible for anything that happens. We've been over that. Continue.
No.
Of course, there were no electric shocks. It was all for show. 65% of the participants administered the 450 volts of electricity, though many of them were uncomfortable doing so. At some point, every participant paused and questioned the experiment. Some of them even went so far as to ask to pay back the money they were being paid to do the experiment. Only one participant refused to administer shocks beyond the 300 volt level, and no one stepped in to halt the experiment at any point.
I think the Nazis were afraid of the Jews. You know, they were conditioned, they were taught to fear this mysterious outside force and thereby to eliminate it. But I think they were more afraid of the people who were telling them to be afraid. Because you see, a mystery, an outsider, that can harm you in some abstract way, that's scary. But an authority figure, a government, that can tell you what you have to be afraid of and punish you if you're not, well, that's terrifying.